Spring has sprung. That means baseball season is back in action. And you know, if you follow Joel and I on Twitter, you know we love baseball. Those of you who watch us on the show, you know we talk about baseball all the time. So what are we going to talk about baseball related this time? Well, how about baseball caps? Everybody loves a good baseball cap, right? Everybody has one at home. So the question we put on social media is, which one do you think is the best looking? What's your favorite? Which team has the best logo? Anything you love about baseball caps, share your favorites with us. Those of you watching now, we'll hit you up with those too. And welcome to our live viewer already who's joining us. Thanks a lot, and let us know what your favorite cap is. So there's Joel out there in Vegas right now. He's got his Yankees cap on. So let's just ask the question, get out of the way. Joel, it's Yankees, your favorite cap, right?
Yeah, it is. You can kind of tell. See, this is the best logo in the history of logos, not just sports, but everywhere. But,
yeah, I in no way disagree.
Yeah. It's too classic. It's in everything. Like, everything important. You know that this Yankee hat transcends more than just baseball. It's pop culture.
Absolutely. It's definitely a big part of pop culture, and it's my favorite. Our live viewer writes it and says, Joel likes the Dodgers cap because he lives the D. Oh, okay. No, he does not. But look, for me, I love the Yankees too. You know, it's a great classic logo. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes here on the show. But my other favorite cap, and Joel, I know you're going to agree with that, is this one right here in the bottom corner of my giant stack here in the bar. And it's a good old-fashioned, as I talked about in other episodes, the Las Vegas 51's no longer in existence. But this, outside the Yankees logo, is my favorite. The alien with a baseball on its head. Come on, I mean, that is creativity. And that's one thing I like about minor league caps now is a lot of these teams really have some awesome creative ideas for their caps and their teams.
Yeah, I like that they have to get creative. It gets fun because they're competitive in the Fresno tacos. Like, you're getting competitive. The Pizza Rats.
Yes.
Like, it makes it more fun for the fans.
Absolutely, and I got my Pizza Rats cap right here right now, and it's definitely a classic one. And the thing is, well, you know, it's the Staten Island Yankees. Okay, a few games here, they play the Pizza Rats. These things were selling out like crazy. I couldn't even get one. I went to the first game because they didn't have my size. They sold out so much. So you know you have a good promotion in that. You know, and the minor league things, they are kind of fun when they do, like, come up with the crazy ideas for teams. I'm even cool if, like, the pros do that every once in a while. You know, try something different once in a while. I know they do it occasionally, but these kind of, like, minor league teams, you know, they're a lot more fun in minor league, but these logos are done well, and these are actually, like, pro-grade caps, too. They look really good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you guys had a bunch of answers on this one, so let's get to a stack of it right now because we got a lot to get through right now. So Paul writes in and he says his favorites are Milwaukee Brewers, Cleveland Indians, and USA World Baseball Classic. I agree with the Brewers. I like the old Brewers logo with the MB, you know, and the baseball inside of it. The USA World Baseball, that is definitely a cap that I want to get. That's on my to-purchase list. It's kind of cool, the USA with the star. The Cleveland Indians, though, okay, I know there's the whole, like, oh, we can't show Chief Wahoo anymore. Everybody's offended by the Indians' Chief Wahoo. You know, other teams still do it. And now they have literally a plain red C. The Cubs C is iconic and cool. The Cleveland Indians red C is really flippin' boring. I think it's a total fail.
I was about to say, I agree with you on all three fronts. The MB hat from Milwaukee Brewers is on my list as well. Team USA won the World Baseball Classic. That's interesting. And what you just said is 100% true. That regular C is just super, super plain. Like, yeah, let Chief Wahoo go away, but you got to have something besides the C. There's so many ideas that they could possibly put into it, and they got to do something else. You
know what happened with the Cleveland Indians Red Sea? They literally sat in a marketing meeting and were too scared to come up with anything. They didn't want to offend anybody. So let's do the plainest, boringest logo that won't tick anybody off, a red C. And it's a missed opportunity, unfortunately. So they should even go with the cursive I, like they had that for a while on their caps. The plain red C. Sorry, Indians, not a good one. Let's go to more of your comments right now because Scott writes in and Scrooge McGavin sends a picture of a Detroit Tigers cap. And then he also sends a picture of the Montreal Expos. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. You got the old Montreal Expos logo. And, you know, I was always kind of cool with that. And it's probably one of the nicer logos from a defunct Major League Baseball organization.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cheesy, but the D is super iconic. So
yeah,
that's another one, kind of like the Yankees NY, or like the LA Dodgers or St. Louis. Those caps are iconic. There's certain ones. There's a handful of them, and that's about it. But
absolutely iconic. Totally agree with that.
That qualifies. The D definitely qualifies. However, Montreal, I don't know. It's just the Expos one's kind of goofy. I never was really a fan of that.
It never bothered me, but talk about iconic caps. Our next two comments are going to tackle one. It's an issue here. Craig writes in and says, I ain't playing your game. If I post a pic of a Mets cap, it lets you say everything you want to say. But Chris writes in and he sends in a picture of a Mets cap. So I'm going to talk about that with your interlocking NY because the Mets, yes, it's kind of iconic, but it's not iconic to them. They stole that logo from the New York Giants. Yes, Joel, that New York in your hand right there is iconic. So, and it's also just a nicer looking NY too than the Mets and the Giants one. I don't know. I gotta give that one a hard pass. Even that, like, look, the San Francisco Giants there, exactly, like a nice interlocking logo. Oh, wait, we got the Reds. Here comes the Reds too. Since we're really going for it. I don't know. Like, I gotta say, I'm not in love with the Mets logo. I gotta pass on that one. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, their blend is Giants and Dodgers, but it makes for a really ugly color scheme. I'm like, I don't know, they're just terrible in general, not just on the field.
Yeah, you got that right, exactly. All right, let's go to a bunch more of your comments right now because James writes in and he says, between Pittsburgh Pirates and Arizona Diamondbacks, both are great designs. Hey, I like the Pirates too. I got it right here. You know, that's a good old-fashioned, this is a classic logo too that's been around forever. The Pirates kind of stuck to that. And I like how like their jerseys now feature, the black ones feature this big black P too. And as for the Diamondbacks, I'm not loving the caps now with like the different colors and stuff, and not my favorite logo in baseball.
God damn it, we fully agree on this one also. Yeah, I'm with you on the Pirates one. It's got its own unique look with all the points coming out from the P. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be some kind of reference to something, but yeah, that's kind of an iconic look. It's not exactly up on the same scale as Yankees, Cubs, Dodgers, but
Right.
yeah, as far as that one's pretty cool.
Got a couple more, and Matt writes in, and he's got an interesting comment. He's like, I like the Penguins cap, Pittsburgh Penguins. For baseball, I love the old Rangers logo from the mid to late 1980s days. Okay, two things. So you and I, those of you who follow us on Twitter, Joel and I commented on this last night, but we'll tackle it real quick here. So the Penguins cap, he sent a picture of, okay, the Penguins logo, there it is, I have that. Iconic. But the picture that Matt just sent in, it's plaid. And it literally looks like my grandmother's couch from the 1970s. Not the best looking cap. Then the Rangers picture he sent in, which you just saw, it shows like the outline of the state of Texas with a baseball inside. Okay, you know what? Sometimes like when a local team gives a tie to their home like that, that's kind of cool. I like when they work that into their logo.
Yeah, it was weird too because I said on Twitter if you guys want to look on the timeline, but that Rangers, I even like the Rangers one better than the Penguins one, and the Penguins I feel like have one of the best logos in sports. Yeah. So the Rangers one that you guys just saw up there. That's its own little unique thing. When it's small like that, it's got the state in the background and the T. Like those little unique twists to it make it better, in my opinion.
One thing I like about the Penguins logo is, you know, it has a triangle behind it, but the triangle means something. It's the golden triangle of Pittsburgh, where the three rivers connect, and that's, you know, that's part of the city, and that's why it's also gold. So it actually does mean something, has some history there too. And that logo has always been the same. So, you know, that's like just a little nod to the area that if you know that fact, that's just kind of makes the cap and sports a little bit more cooler. Let's go to another one because Matt sends in another comment. He sends in, I like the old Supersonics logo as well. I have this cap, and there it is. I'll show that to you there. It's the iconic old green logo with the Space Needle and everything. Again, a nice nod to the city, even though the team's defunct. Much better than when the Sonics had their 90s logo with that, like, splash of white Sonics written sideways.
I think your voice made that just a little bit funnier.
Sonics! I know, it's kind of how I feel when I see that logo, though. I don't think basketball. I think Sonics. You know, though, it's good for him, though. You know what? If that's your cap and that's your team and you like it, that's what matters. More of your comments right now because Bronx Bombers 46 writes in and says, either you posted a Cubs hat because I never wear baseball hats other than Yanks, but I did buy a Cubs hat a few years ago because I just thought it was a cool hat. The Cubs logo changed a little bit, too. Kind of was similar to the Reds logo way back when. I'm doing my Cubs hat here. Yes, I do, but there it is. You know, pretty nice, simple, and I like the plain details of it. Pretty cool. The one thing I'm going to say, you know, about baseball caps now is we're getting too much stuff on the caps. Like, look at this Cubs cap I have. No New Era logo on the side. Now, like this year, MLB has 100 years stuff. I'm not a big fan of, like, caps that have too much junk all over them.
Yeah, I'm not either. It got to be a little bit subtle. It's just got to be, can't be overly complicated. That's why shit like this, like a color scheme that offsets one light, one dark color, it comes off better. Just everything about it looks better. It doesn't matter what the two colors are as long as one's light and one's dark. You offset them like this, then great. Not too much detail on the logo either. Like the Orioles, I don't know. For some reason, those ones bother me with all the shit written in.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But like those, yeah, they have too much. There's too much detail into it. Or like the plaid logos, or the ones where the front will be white Some of it'll be blue, and then it'll be white again. Like, those ones are just too much. Those are too loud for me.
Yeah, the regular Orioles cap, I'm not bad. I don't mind, especially the one with the bird mascot. He's pretty cool. Kind of subtle, nothing too crazy there. And he's wearing an O's cap himself, which is kind of neat. But you're right. Look, got the New Era logo on it. But when you get too much stuff going on, though, it just gets a little bit tacky. But let's go to more of your comments right now. We've got lots more to go through, because Paul writes in and says, Yankees, baby. And Hoosiers24 writes and says, nothing remotely close to the prestigious and historically interlocking NY of the Yankees on a Navy cap. Factoid pinstripe pride. So wraps this all up back together where Joel and I started from. The Yankees logo, definitely the best. But did you know that the Yankees logo was designed by Tiffany's and is actually for a pin for a fallen NYPD cop back in 1877? So they gave it to the guy, but the Yankees didn't adopt it until 1922, and now it's the beautiful logo that we have today. And this is one of the oldest logos in baseball. So, you know what? It's brand and marketing advertising. You have a good logo that lasts through all these years. That's a marketing win.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when all the other teams have the Players Weekend and they'll change their logos and their colors and they'll be fun, the Yankees are just going to stay the same. They're not changing this shit. Like, that's too iconic. And the Dodgers know that they're doing the same thing. They can do the same and still be correct.
Absolutely. So it's iconic, it's good branding, and it's fun. And that's what it's all about. And that's what we're all about here each and every week, having fun. And as you can tell, follow us on Twitter. We definitely have a lot of fun. One thing you also want to do for more fun is click that like or subscribe button down below. Lots more fun to be had here on The Brew, on my other web show, Kicking Back Jersey Joe. And this Thursday, I'm going to take you inside the new Hudson Yards. It's one of the most expensive shopping malls, and it's open in New York City. Not expensive because of what it costs to build it, expensive because of the stores that are inside. It'll give your gold card a workout. You see the craziest things I found inside. Then I'm going to take you inside the Vessel. It looks like a giant mothership. It landed outside that you can walk through, and it's going to be a hot tourist attraction. But find out why I was disappointed in my visit. You'll find out Thursday on Kicking Back with Jersey Joe. And while I was in that mall walking around, and even though it's high-end and dressy, I was still representing my Yankees, my beautiful Yankees cap and gear. Surprise there, right?
God bless you.
Absolutely. There definitely will be a tourist hotspot, though, in New York. Whenever you get back here to town, Joel, if you want to go there and check it out, I'll take you there. And hey, keep checking us out here each and every week. Jersey Joe, I am. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, I hope.